Alright, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be hitting up shoulders. Now, in last week's shoulder session we were just sort of consolidating the gains we had made the week before. So the aim for this week, especially because we've got a couple of new exercises in for this mesocycle, and I feel that there's still progress that I can make there. This week the idea is going to be to try and build on that, to try and sort of push ourselves a little bit further. And if we can, I would like to try this week on Shrugs to go back up to a weight that a few weeks ago that I failed on. Anyone, I'm not sure if you remember the video or not. If you haven't seen the video, 2 or 3 weeks ago I tried for a personal best on Shrugs and it didn't really work out so well. I ended up, I turned the set into a drop set. I feel that I feel that I can go further. I think I'm going to try and get back to that weight again and see if I've made any progress at the top end. If I haven't, I'll do the same thing as it did not work out and just turn it into a drop set. So there'll be nothing really lost at the end of the day, but it'll give me a good idea of, if I have progressed in that respect or not. The other thing that I would like to try and sort of push a bit harder on is the chest supported barbell face pull. I'm really loving doing that exercise. I can really feel it in the rear delt. So I can, in fact, across the whole top of the whole top of the back. It's hitting my rhomboids, my rear delts, and it's hitting my mid traps as well. But I'm really, of all the rear delt exercises, that's the one that I feel in my rear delts by far the most. So it is. So I want to try and push that exercise a little bit further and see I haven't really figured out where my form breaks down in that yet. So I'm going to, over the next few weeks anyway, or this week and next week, I suppose what I'm going to do is I'm going to just try and push the weight on that until I feel my form, or see my form I should say, starting to break down. And whenever I see my form starting to break down, I'll know my form's breaking down because, as I've said in previous videos, my elbows will start to try and drop down by my sides to try and recruit more on my lats to do that exercise. But I definitely feel that at the minute there's more in the tank that I can make on it, and then in other areas, and some of the other exercises, we'll see what we can accomplish. If we can push weight up, we'll push weight up. If we can't push weight up, we'll try and hold the form steady and just make sure that we're maintaining any gains that we've made up until this point. All right, let's get to it.
Standing by your side, with my heart on high drive. I'll do what it takes to make you believe. With my heart on high drive. We do what we want, but we're not free. With our hearts on hyperdrive.
All right, that's going to do it for shoulders. I'm over the moon with how today's session went, especially given the last week in particular, and then some of the workouts this week have been a bit sort of hit or miss. I'm really over the moon with how today went. So we managed to get up to the 108 kilos in the Shrugs. That's a new personal best, all-time best for me on Shrugs. I've never shrugged 108 kilos. And I checked the video back afterwards, and the form wasn't bad. You know, my shoulders were coming, I was getting my shoulders right up. So I was getting a contraction at the top and getting a good stretch at the bottom. So they felt really good as well. On the overhead press, again, on overhead press, I managed to add a couple of kilos into that, which is brilliant because the overhead press, like 2 weeks ago, I set a personal best and then obviously maintained last week, and now I'm up another couple of kilos this week. Did drop one rep out on the top set, but I don't mind. Whenever you're pushing the weight, these things are to be expected. Sometimes you will drop a bit of weight. And again, I checked the video back and the form looked pretty good. I was getting my hands right down, my elbows right into my side and driving from the right from the very bottom, as it were, from the hips. And on chest supported barbell face pulls, again, another personal best on that. I haven't checked the video back on that to see what the form's like. I'll do that whenever I'm editing this video together. But again, really pleased with how the session went. The one area of my shoulder workout that is giving me a bit more points of concern, if you will, is my lateral raise. I've actually dropped weight out of my lateral raise because for anyone that doesn't know, I have a bit of a niggle on my right shoulder, and the lateral raises really irritate that. And for whatever reason, this last sort of 7 weeks, from the end of the last mesocycle, really, my shoulder has been giving me a lot of jip. That's one of the reasons why I dropped this mesocycle, why I dropped the weight down and tried to focus on just getting a more full range of motion. But I actually feel that my range of motion is starting to get narrower and narrower. It has been getting narrower and narrower as the week has gone on, even though the weight has gone down. So it may be a case that I may have to try and either think of a different exercise to do or try to think of a different way to do lateral raises. Now, in the past, what I've done with lateral raises is, and you've maybe noticed any time that I've been doing them in these videos, I don't do lateral raises straight out to the side. My hands are a little bit in front of me. That really helps. If I can rotate my shoulders forward and do the lateral raise that way, it really takes the niggle out. So it does. The only problem is whenever you start bringing your shoulders forward, you start to recruit less and less of your lateral deltoid head. So you do, and you start to recruit more and more of your anterior delt. So it swings and roundabouts. I was kind of hoping that doing the more work for the rear delts would help to strengthen up the whole shoulder complex, and that might help to take that niggle out, but it really hasn't. It's if anything, like I said, if anything, that niggle has gotten worse as this mesocycle has progressed. So I may have to, that may be something for me to think about in the future. I can't really take lateral raises out completely. That would be my normal response is if I get a niggle and the niggle starts to get worse, take the exercise that makes it worse out and substitute it in with something else. The problem with the lateral head of the deltoid is that there's really no other exercise that hits it properly. You get it a little bit from overhead pressing, but it's not the same. It's a secondary muscle group in the overhead press as opposed to the primary mover. So there's not really any other exercise that I can substitute in that will do the same job as a lateral raise without, I mean, you could do cable lateral raises. Essentially, the only other exercises you could substitute in for your lateral delt or some form of lateral raise. You know, the movement pattern's always going to be the same, which is part of the problem. So it is, but it is what it is. If I have to drop the weight down again, we drop the weight down again. If I have to use a reduced range of motion, I'll use a reduced range of motion. And if I have to roll the shoulders forward and start sort of moving from the, using more the anterior delt, then that's what I'll have to do. I'll have to play it by ear and see what happens. So I will. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. If you've enjoyed the video, feed the anabolic algorithm with the comments, shares, likes and subscribes, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.